Welcome to Python Labs. In this video, I will show you how easy it is to visualize the data using the Seaborn library in Visual Studio Code. Now, how to visualize the plots or the diagrams in Python? To start with, we will be using the Seaborn library in this particular video. And I can tell you that there are more than 50 different plots that are available. If you go onto the website, like for example, the seaborn.pydata.org, there are nearly 50 different types of diagrams available there. But what I am going to do is in this particular video, I will just touch some bits and pieces on the most important or the popular plots that we normally use for understanding the distribution of data as part of data science and analytics. So let's begin with this one. So the first things first, what I have done here is I have actually created some basic sketch here. I did not do anything apart from just importing the libraries. The libraries we need for this particular video or for this particular task to visualize the data is basically PLT for matplotlib, and then the pandas and the Seaborn. This is the one that we will be using, the Seaborn library, which has some amazing graphs that we can just write within few lines of code. So the first things first, I'm going to read the data from my CSV file. Just to let you know that this file, which I'm using right now, this file is actually the one that I have actually got the output as part of cleaning the data after outlier detection from my previous session. So for those who want to know about how to handle outliers, you are welcome to go to the previous video. Let's focus on today's lab, which is about how to handle and visualize the data. So the first things first, let us read and describe the data. It is always the best practice to know how the data looks like. So as you can see here, that our data is basically having these features, and these are basically some stats about each of those features. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a scatter plot. And a scatter plot, it's just a graph with two features, whichever we want to choose, plotted across two axes. So we have already imported the Seaborn library. So we can use the Seaborn library, shorthand notation, SNS dot scatter plot. The first thing I'm going to specify here is data. Data equals to my data frame, which I have already got, and my x-axis is age, and my y-axis say weight, and my hue, what is hue? It's basically the values, the counts that I want to show within the graph. Say for example, I want to go for gender, which is sex. And style, for example, you don't even have to specify all these ones, but I'll just show you right now without even specifying anything. So all I did was basically I have drawn a scatter plot specifying what is my data. My data is basically my data frame where I have read all the CSV data values in rows and columns. And then I'm specifying my X row to be age and my Y to be weight. And even I don't need the hue as well. I'll just remove even this one. I'll just specify data X-axis and Y-axis. If I just run it, so this is basically a very super basic scatter plot. A scatter plot with age and weight and the distribution of the data. So this shows how the data is distributed. Say for example, most of the majority of the data is between the ages of 10 to 50 years, and the weight is between 40 to 100 kilos. So that's how the data is distributed. I can even specify here, for example, hue equals to say gender, sex. So what it means is that if I run again, now it is showing me even with the color codes, one is male and 0 is female in my data set. So I can see how the data is distributed, also how the males and females are distributed. Now on top of this, I can also go further. Say for example, style equals to complicated. For example, one of my feature is complicated. That is my target dependent variable, complicated, which is my dependent variable in my data set. Let me show you my data set. Open with CSV editor. Fine. You see my target class. My target is complicated. Yani, with these patients, whether these patients are or having complicated cases or not. That's basically what it is. So these are basically the data features that I have. So if I add style equals to complicated, now what it is going to do, so it's basically not only showing me the x-axis with ages and the weight and the hue, which is basically the males or orange color, the females are blue color, and it is also showing me the complications, whether these patients, because this is a medical data set, so the patients are really having complications, which is basically like a cross X. So these patients who are male and who is around 40 years of age and 80 kilos of weight is also suffering from having further complications. So that's what it means. Now on top of this, I can also go ahead, I can select the color, say what we call as palette equals to, for example, there are different types of colors. I'll just select one of them, for example, deep. So this is the color used for mapping the hue semantics. So let me run again. Now it shows you in a different color here. See, that's basically what it is. So this is a basic scatter plot, but can show so much powerful information there in terms of visualization. Now let's go with the next diagram. Now, if you know the parameters, just keep in mind what is the parameters we need to pass: the data value, the X, the Y, the hue, the style, and palette. If you want to know more about each of these, there's a beautiful website where you can, I have provided the links as well. But if you guys go here, the scatter plot, for example, they have all the parameter and also the description of the parameters. You can go there and you can read all those parameters. Now, second diagram that is very popular that we commonly use in data science is histplot or histograms. So I'm going to use the same thing again. I'm going to use I'm going to use the Seaborn library SNS dot histplot. So open brackets. Again, the same thing. Data equals to my data frame. Value, say for example, here I'm going to specify age. I'm interested in age. I will not specify y for deliberately. I will not specify y, which means by default it will basically perform based on the counts. But what I'm going to show here, just I will do this much. I will not bins, the number of bins. Say for example, 10 bins. So all I have asked is I want to draw a histogram and specified the data frame as my data and my x-axis as age, and y by default it's going to be the counts, and the number of bins I want is 10. So if I just run this code, you can see that I got a beautiful diagram with all the ages and the distribution of the ages and the counts. Now there's another amazing thing here. If I just mention here, for example, KDE, that is basically density distribution equals to, if I set this to true, for example, now if I rerun this one, it will also show me the density, the graph. So this is another amazing diagram that's available in Seaborn. So let's go with the third diagram, which is a box plot. This is another very popular and frequently used plot or the diagram that we do in commonly we do in data science for detecting outliers, extreme values. I have already prepared a separate video on this one, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to basically plot a box plot using Seaborn. So it is again the same thing, SNS dot box plot. It is, I have intelligence in my Visual Studio, so that's why it is showing me all those things. So data equals to data frame, comma, x value equals to I will say, for example, in my case, my target class, which is complications. So complicated, and my y value, I want in my y value, say for example, the weight of a patient, weight of a patient, and that much, this much. If I just specify this much, you can have a look at this one. So this is basically how the box plot is designed. Now I can also specify similar to the previous one. Remember, in the scatter plot we have hue, style, and all those things. You can all specify here as well. So I'm going to just specify, for example, the hue, which is the values that I want to show. For example, hue, whether the patients got readmitted in this case, readmission, for example. So if I rerun this one, now it is showing me here a beautiful box plot with 0 is basically having no complications, 1 is basically having severe complications, which means these patients need special attention. And these are the weights, and also they are also showing, you see here, two boxes, one for readmission needed and one for readmission not needed. So in severe cases, whether the patients need readmission or not needed. So this is how you can see the data. And again, you can use the same thing again. For example, the palette, the style, you can apply the same thing again here as well. So the most basic is specify the data, specify what is the X, specify what is the Y, and specify which values to go inside. By default, it's actually the counts, but again, you can specify. So this is how you can draw a box plot. Now let me go with another beautiful plot that I found in Seaborn. It's called joint plot. Now joint plot is basically, because these are basically individual plots, we can actually have a combination of two plots together. For example, SNS, again the same thing, joint plot. Again, I'm going to specify the data is my data frame. X value is, say for example, age of the patient, and Y value is the weight of the patient, for example. And say the I'll just specify this much, for example, just run this one. So this is the default that it's showing me two plots together scattered with the histogram. Now say for example I want to have a different type of diagram here, then what you can do is you can actually specify here called kind equals to, say for example, now it is showing me here the scatter plot, right? I want to change the scatter plot to say hexagram. So hexagram, then if I rerun it, it's going to show me in the hexagram format. So there is a beautiful these are basically like, there are different type of I can show you here. Let me write this one. So you can specify whether you want scatter plot or density or histogram, hexagram, regular regression. For example, if I say regression, say run it, rerun it again, you see it's showing me the regression part. So again, I strongly suggest you to please kindly go to these libraries, and then you can read here. So that's the histogram, this is the box plot, this is the joint plot that I'm showing you. It shows you all the parameters that are available. So palette, color, you can use all these things. All I'm using is the basic ones, which is data and the X and the Y value and the hue, because these are very common pretty much everywhere. You see data and X and Y hue in the box plot, again in the histogram data X, Y and the hue value, and then the scatter plot, again the same thing, data X, Y and the hue value. So I'm just using the top 3 or 4 kind of thing, but you can actually specify whichever you want. It's totally up to you. Now this is a beautiful, again, two diagrams in one plot. So that's what we call as joint plot. And now the last one is a very nice plot for again this is called pair plot. Now because we are dealing with multiple features, it is really good to see most of the features together at once rather than going through one by one, and then it takes a lot of time to go if you especially in this kind of data set where we have, say for example, here we have 30 features. 30 features is a lot of features. You cannot start drawing each diagram one by one. So the easiest way we can do that one is like this. We can use the pair plot, sns dot pair plot. Pair plot, again I'm going to specify the data. My data is my data frame. I'm going to, instead of saying X value, X equals to, the way we used to show before, it will show me the option to select or specify multiple variables in the X, multiple variables in the Y. So in the multiple variables in the X, say for example, I will select, say complicated is one of my target variable, and I will also say for example CRP value, and maybe the length of stay, the total loss, total length of stay, and also post operation length of stay, post operation length of stay. Now you may be wondering why, where these features are coming. Basically these features are here again. You see here, sex, age, weight, comorbidity, post operation length of stay, total length of stay, all these features. So you need to know what are the feature names. Basically that's why it is always best practice to first describe and see all the stats, the basic information. So I have basically specified in my x-axis I want all these features, followed by y. Let me y variables, again I can specify in my array. say for example sex, the gender I want, say for example age I want, and say for example I want weight of the patient. Now this basically itself is enough. Now if I just run this, it will take a while because I'm specifying so many diagrams at once, so it will take a little bit of time. So this is how the diagram is shown. Basically it is showing me, for example, complications. Because complications, we just have whether the patient is having a complication 1 or 0. That's why the diagram is like this. Whereas the CRP values is basically is distributed across different ranges. Whereas the total length of stay, how many days the patient have stayed for different people with different weights, you see, and so on. Now let us make this diagram even little bit better. Say for example, again we can add the hue as I mentioned before. Hue equals to, say for example, I want to distribute the data by gender, the sex, and then let me rerun this again. Now it will show me the data again, the x and the y with multiple diagrams. Also this time I will be able to see the genders. 1 is the male, 0 is the female. So that is how the data is distributed. Let us make this diagram even better. Say for example, the kind diagram equals to, now again that's just like the way I have specified here, kind equals to regression. I'm just going to copy this one again here. Say kind equals to regression. If I specify the same thing here, kind equals to regression. Let me rerun this diagram again. So again we should get 3 by 4 diagrams. So this is how the diagram is looking now. So it is regression. Now if I don't want regression, I want to change this to, say for example, hexagram. So again if I rerun it, not much information there. Maybe KDE, KDE. Um, what is it saying here? It's showing, let me check again. Cannot do a non-empty. Okay, non-empty task from an empty axis. Okay, the maybe the values are empty. So let me try this again. Hang on a second. So just wanted to confirm if it is running. Yes. So let's go back to regression. It's just it depends upon the values that I'm specifying here. So the regression seems to be working. Let me check. Yeah, and scatter, maybe scatter plot. Yeah, the scatter is also working. So it maybe it's just the values that are coming in, because I have so many different types of values here. So this is how you can basically draw a multiple diagrams at once. So it's so super easy to basically to understand how the data is distributed across different features at once, rather than going in the multiple creating multiple individual diagrams. So that brings an end to this video, and thank you for watching.